What is up, everyone? It is Walsh from the Ginger Thread podcast. We are here to review the very first episode of the new Disney Plus series, The Mighty Ducks Game Changers. The Ducks are back. Quack, 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 quack. I was super excited for this to come out, not going to lie, as you can tell. Why else would I review it? Super excited. So I just finished up watching the first episode. We're going to go through it. We're going to break it down. My thoughts, my opinions on what to expect out of the series. And just stay along for the ride because it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. My thoughts and opinions are always red hot, and that's what I'm going to give it to you. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. We're back. The Ducks are officially back, and when I tell you they got an upgrade, they got a major upgrade. These aren't the same District 5 Ducks, the original 90s Mighty Ducks. It's not these guys anymore. All right, this is a high-class organization. Hendrick Sports, which we're going to get to this, there's a lot of callbacks already in this first episode of the original Mighty Ducks series, and I love everything about it. Hendrick Sports, which if you remember from D2, is the Hendrick Sports that comes in and asks Gordon Bombay to become the coach of Team USA in their Olympic-type games they have, and it's obviously just the Ducks. They're still sponsoring these Ducks, believe it or not. They have this huge, major Hendrick Sports complex, new logo for the Ducks, and just a new attitude. This is 10 straight championships, 10 straight state championships for this new Ducks team. They are on a roll right now, and immediately, we're obviously introduced to our main characters, and it's not what you expected. You're not getting the original Ducks. You're in a completely new cast, completely new team, and we're introduced right away to Evan Morrow, who is going to be the main guy, the main protagonist of the show, it seems like here. We're introduced to him and his mom, Alex, single mom, raising Evan. We don't really know what happens to the dad. Are we going to find out yet? I don't know. Maybe that's down the line. But we didn't really get anything about him other than a brief conversation, which we'll touch on in a little bit. But we're introduced to him. They show up. It's the first day of practice for the Ducks. They're getting right into things. And this part I was a little confused with. So he's at home getting ready, getting all his hockey stuff to go. But, the team's already on the ice. The team is already on the ice practicing, and he's just getting his stuff yet. Kid, Evan, what are you doing, bud? You can't be late for the first day of practice. He calls his mom. He's like, Mom, where you at? Practice is starting soon. Bud, it already started. You're missing it. So shows up late to the first day of practice. Not a good look for him. You hate to see that. Immediately, I hate the coach of the Ducks. Hate him. He is – I was having a hard time catching the name, but I think it's Coach T or something like that. I don't know. I don't like anything about him. Seems like a typical – he definitely probably played junior hockey somewhere, but he's got the mullet going, new hairdo, just your typical – he reminds me of the kid from Iceland in D2. That's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of a kid that was on Team Iceland in D2. Almost like the Gunnar kid. I think that was his name. Gunnar Stahl. That's who he reminds me of. I just clicked. He reminds me of Gunnar Stahl. Can't stand him one bit. So we're introduced to him. He's obviously this uppy, I used to be really good. I've coached this team. We're winning 10 straight championships. Yeah, whatever. Beat it, bud. So not a fan of him. Practice starts, and it's clear. It's from the start. Morrow just doesn't have it. He's not good. The effort's there. The kid's got heart, plenty of heart. But, you watch the kid practice, and it's tough. It's tough because, he's just not fast enough. It's that simple. He's just not fast enough. You can't compete with the Ducks that are, this is what we're getting. The Ducks parents, these kids are like being trained like Olympic athletes. And it's getting to the point where it's like the parents are fully invested. This is they got college. These kids are like 12 years old. College, like counselors already. It's ridiculous. It's not how youth hockey should be ran. But that's the point of the show. First day of practice, all of a sudden, kid's been on the team. He's been a Duck. And now they're like, no, sorry, you're not good enough. Get out. You're cut. Like out of nowhere, it seemed. Like the kid was clearly on the team, and I know they're going up in age groups, but like this doesn't happen. At least from what I know. This type of, oh yeah, you're on the team, and then we're gonna have the first day of practice, and we're gonna do a scrimmage, and then you're gonna be cut. And he's the only one that gets cut from the team. Not really sure why. I mean, I know it's a show. Obviously, they have things like this to do, but just can't say I was a big fan of the way that was played out. Like they should have done like tryouts almost. And that's not what this was. This was like he's on the team, and it's like, all right, we're doing a scrimmage, so let's see who wants it. Well, aren't they all already on the team? They all have jerseys. They all have bags. Like they should have went with, hey, you got to try out to make the team. That's how I think it should have started. But, I didn't produce the show. So didn't happen. After practice, mom goes on a big rant. She's finding out his Evan's getting cut. And she's not happy. She's not happy about it. She kind of freaks out on the coach. She freaks out on the parents saying, you guys are pushing your kids too much here. Isn't hockey supposed to be all fun? It is. I'm with her. Hockey is supposed to be fun. Everyone's supposed to have a good time. These kids are only 12, 13 years old, whatever it may be. But, in Minnesota, it's a lifestyle. And if you want to make it to the pros, you got to take it as seriously as these kids are taking it. And Evan Morrow's just not there. He knows that he's not good enough, I think, but he just loves to play the game. I respect him for it. Unfortunately, that's not what these teams want to see. They want to see the superstars. They want to see the kids that are invested, that live, breathe, eat, sleep hockey. And that's what this Ducks team's looking for. Evan Morrow doesn't have it. He's done. He's out. Sucks for the kid. Mom standing up for him, which, every mom should do that. Mom standing up for a kid. You respect the move. But, lady, kid's got to stand up for himself a little bit, He just kind of gave in, took it, and was like, yeah, I suck. You're right. Whatever. But, good thing mom stepped in, and she's like, we're going to create our own team. Boom. The series is born right there. That is when the series was born. Evan's mom comes in, says, I'm creating my own team. All right, so after the mom has her rant and embarrasses Evan like no other. I mean, this kid, he's got to be pissed. Mom just went on the ice. His kids are recording it, which that's the problem with today's age. Everything goes on social media. You can never do anything without anybody finding out. And that's what happens here. Viral video. I didn't mention this, but they have a podcast. There's these two kids that have a podcast for this Ducks team. One guy is Nick the Stick, he goes by. They host the second, I think, most important podcast, he said in the opening. So this Nick guy, he's a podcaster. He's a big Ducks fan, been following the team. He's the media guy. He's actually Evan's next door neighbor. He mentions that, hey, I know Evan. We're not really close or anything, but I know him. He's next door. So flash forward. Here we are. Mom's outside drinking some coffee, cocoa, wherever the hell's in her cup. Who knows? Nick finishing up some stuff for the podcast, doing his job, working hard, respecting the game. His 12-year-old's out there grinding, putting out the content. Good for him. He sees an opportunity as a big J journalist. This Nick the Stick guy. He sees the mom out there as a neighbor, and he says, hey, I'm finishing up stuff for the podcast. You want to give me a little follow-up interview? She's not happy. She doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to embarrass her son. She doesn't want to embarrass herself any more than she already has. Nick says, all right, I'll be right over. Love the confidence in this kid. Love the energy, going over, getting the story, doing what he has to do. It really doesn't lead to anything. But what it leads to is them starting their team officially. Evan's mom goes into his room. He's like, get away from me. I don't want to. You embarrass me. Whatever. She says, I'm not going anywhere. We're going to fix this. Shouldn't hockey be about having fun? Shouldn't, even though you may not be the best in the world, shouldn't you be able to go out there and have fun? You know, how many other kids do we know that have been told they were not good and they're never going to make it? And, you know, don't bother, which don't bother becomes a big thing of this episode. So she says, we're going to do it. We're going to start a team. Nick comes in the room. He's like, boom, we only need 6 players. We can do this. We can figure it out. He ends up being one of the players because Nick has been told that he's not good, and he's moved to a media career. That's how bad, that's how traumatized this kid was. Nick was told, you know, you're not going to be a hockey player. So he tried to do the media side. I mean, it's messed up. But like I said, I respect the kid's hustle. So Nick and Evan and Evan's mom are officially starting a new hockey team. This is what's going to happen. We're going to start a new team. We need to find 4 more players. We need to do it by Friday. Not a lot of time. We got 3 days to figure it out. So next day at school, you know, obviously all the Duck players go to the same school. They're the popular kids. They're the popular kids at lunch, you know. They're all sitting at their own table. They got the Mighty Ducks table. You got the cool girls table. Then you got your losers table. And you got your boys like Nick and Evan. Evan's thinking, oh, I'm going to walk into school tomorrow and I'm going to sit, you know, where I usually sit. I'm going to hang out with the boys at the Ducks table. No, not going to happen, bud. You're no longer on the team. So beat it. You got to find somewhere else to sit. Nick kind of doing the same thing. He's like, you know, he doesn't have many friends, it seems like. Guy's too focused on his podcast career. And, you know, him and Evan end up sitting next to each other at lunch. We are introduced officially into the Sophie character a little more. Her and Evan talk at practice. She shows that she has an issue with her knee, which is pointed out by our main character, Evan. And, you know, he's trying to convince her that he's joining, you know, he's starting this new team. He's trying to convince her to join the new team. You know, maybe her parents will get off her back. You know, maybe she won't have to put so much pressure on her leg so she'll be able to perform, you know, better than expected. You know, she doesn't have to worry about the Ducks. She can just go out there and have fun. She declines. Going back now to our lunch scene here. My guy, Nick, is got to be the bravest soul in the world. This guy goes up to the popular girls table. Respect the move. King stuff right here out of Nick. Goes up to the popular girl table, puts on this big epic speech, tells this girl she's got a nice crop top. I respect it. You know, pure gentleman stuff by Nick as well. So he's like, hey, you know, listen, I know you guys are really good at life already. How would some of you like to join a not so good up and coming hockey team? They don't bite. Basically tell Nick to beat it. But, you know, hey, King, keep doing you, Nick. It's going to work out. Then these two are sitting at the lunch table and they're like, man, you know, we don't really have anything. We got nothing coming here. What does Nick do? This guy is a social butterfly. He airdrops that a new team's coming to everyone in the cafeteria. Oh, this might work. You know, someone's going to bite, right? Not going to happen. Everyone reads the text and just ignores it and keeps getting on with their lunch. Credit to Nick, though. He's shooting his shot. I respect the move. It is what it is if people don't bite, but, you know, he tried. So I respect him for that. After the lunch scene, we get to the mom making phone calls, trying to get some ice time, which, listen, if you ever played hockey, you ever played, you know, on a school team, a club team, whatever, you know ice time is very hard to come by. So she's doing what she can. No one's got ice time. They can't find a rink. What's going to happen? You know, we can't have ice. You can't have a team. That's the problem. So you got to find a home rink. They don't have that right now. Then we see Nick and Evan playing some NHL video game, not the official EA Sports NHL game, by the way. Some other online NHL hockey game. I'm not even going to say NHL. They're playing against this guy who's got like 20,000 hours played. They're like, oh, well, we got to figure out who this is. This was a little stalkerish. They kind of find out where this kid lives. And they're like, oh, hey, dude, you are a great video game goalie. So, I mean, that's got to translate to real life, right? You would think, maybe. I don't know. I've never played goalie, so I don't know how that works. But, you know, Nick and Evan seem to think that it's going to happen. They go to this kid's house. He's chilling in his basement, playing the game. And they try to convince him to join the team. This kid is literally Goldberg 2.0. I kid you not. He is Goldberg 2.0. We find out, though, he has some better skills than Goldberg because as they're trying to convince him to join the team, they're just throwing stuff at him. They just start chucking things. Random objects throughout the room. There's foof, 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 foof. And the goalie, I'm forgetting on his name right now, but he's just boom, glove save, pad up, blocking it away, doing it all, stopping everything that comes at him. His reaction time is incredible. Cat-like reflexes from Goldberg 2.0. Love to see it. Goldberg 2.0 turns him down first try here. He's like, listen, I don't like to socialize with people. Playing with you guys on your team means I have to put on pants. You know, I'll be honest, I kind of respect the answer. You know, who wants to go out and socialize? Who wants to wear pants? You know, I don't hate the move. Then we get the mom here, still looking for some ice time. She's working. I don't even know what she does. I think she's like an attorney. I'm not really sure. But anyway, she gets sent from her coworker to go do this thing where she has to sell the people that are living in a building that they're going to take over on this new gym thing. Whatever, not important. What is important, though, is as she's doing this, she sees this place called the Ice Palace. And she's like, oh, what is this? I mean, it might be a hockey rink. Might not be. I gotta check it out. She walks down this creepy alley, which I'm not 100% sure. But based off of what I've been seeing from this first episode, it very well could be the same alley that Fulton Reed was practicing his slap shots in. Is it confirmed? I don't know. But when I tell you the callbacks to the original Mighty Ducks series are all here, they are all here. It is fantastic. And we're going to get to some more of them as we finish up here. She walks into the rink. You know, there's a couple people figure skating. It's old, worn down rink. Half the ice is coned off right now because the Zamboni is out of operation, you know? So she walks over. She's like, listen, I'm looking for the manager. Hello? See a guy fixing the Zamboni. And who is it? None other than the one and only Gordon Bombay. Gordon Bombay out there fixing the Zamboni in a rundown rink. Never thought I'd see the day. I figured he would have been, beer league, something. No. Some key observations from Gordon. He looks old, out of shape, down on his luck. Doesn't seem to have much going for him right now. Like all of the above, just nothing seems to be going his way. He wants no parts of this girl, Evan's mom. He gives in, though. She says, hey, I need a home rink. And he's like, fine. But why does he give in? Because she shows him how much money she's willing to give to him to help the rink. You know, he's got signs all around this rink. Oh, I don't like hockey. I hate hockey. We know who you are, Gordon. You love the sport. You don't hate kids anymore. We're past that. Grow up. So obviously something happened from the time, Gordon left the Ducks to now, where he's just over it. He doesn't want anything to do with it. But she shows him the check that she's going to write, how much it's going to be, and Gordon is all back in. That's why he accepts the offer to let the new hockey team, they don't have a name yet, have his rink as their home rink for, the start of their team. Evan's mom, while they're in the office talking business, Gordon says, I'm going to find some paperwork. He moves the paperwork. Can't find what he's looking for. She sees the picture of him in his original pro hockey jersey. She goes, oh, you were a hockey player. Something like that. And he goes, yeah, something like that. Some sort of professional hockey player is what he says. And he's like, yeah, whatever. No big deal. I don't care, but I'm over it. That's basically Gordon's reaction. And you can just tell he's not into it, not interested, but we'll see. Moving ahead here, we get to Evan and Nick outside practicing some hockey after, the mom has secured the practice rink. Moving truck pulls up. Some kid hops out with Toronto Maple Leafs jersey on. He's just moving into the neighborhood, pulls out multiple hockey bags. He's got these $900 Bauer Vapor Pro skates in his bag. And Nick and Evan are like, oh, this is it. This is the kid. We need to get him on our team. This is the new Adam Banks, essentially. That's what he kind of looks like. At least, I mean, in my eyes. And they're like, all right, well, we need you on the team. And he's like, yeah, I'll be there. So these guys are thinking like, oh, we just got this ultimate ringer here. This kid's gonna come in here, he's gonna light it up, and no one's gonna know what hit him. Nick and Evan are out on the Ice Palace Ice. They're practicing together for the first time. We get another callback here to the Mighty Ducks movies, the original one, because Evan is rocking the Minnesota hoodie that Charlie Conway wore in the first Mighty Ducks movie. If you don't remember that, go back and watch it. The scene at the beginning of the Mighty Ducks where they're taking the falls in that second game, and Charlie's he gets hit in the eye, or he's getting the stick in the eye, and he's pinned up against the boards and take the fall. That's it, Charlie. You know, when Gordon Bombay's yelling at him, he's got the Minnesota hoodie on, and they did a nice little callback here with Evan rocking that Minnesota hoodie. I love everything about that. It's basically saying that he's the new Charlie Conway. I respect it. I mean, that's how it should be. This kid maybe not as good, but we'll see how this series ends up panning out. New kid comes onto the team, shows up full gear, looking like a freaking rock star. Buckles the helmet, takes one step onto the ice. Guess what? This kid, they thought they had the ultimate ringer because he's got all the nice gear. He looks like a freaking superstar. Guess what? He can't even skate. Kid can't even skate. Evan's pissed. Evan is just not happy. He's like, drops his gloves, takes off. He's like, this is it. We're done. We can't create a team with this. He's like, I tried. I thought I had this superstar come to my team, and this kid stinks. Can't even skate. $900 skates, and he can't even skate. How's that possible? So he's ready to give up. Mom's in the waiting area, the snack stand, sitting down, is trying to talk him. She's like, we tried, whatever. What happens? Guess who walks in to save the day? Believe it or not, Gordon Bombay. Evan knows who it is immediately. Evan's like, this is the Minnesota Miracle Man. This is Gordon Bombay. He used to coach the OG Mighty Ducks. He knows everything about him. Gordon just goes off on this rant. He's like, yeah, I used to, whatever. Goes right at the mom. Goes right at Evan's mom, saying, you're just as bad as the other parents that you're trying to get your son away from. You do too much for him. You keep fighting all his battles. He's never going to learn to be the man of his own. He tells Evan, he's like, listen, Evan, you got to stop being so hard on your mom. Stop being so difficult. Go out there and figure it out yourself, though. So what is Evan going to do? Is he going to figure it out himself? Is he going to keep relying on mommy to take care of everything and fight all his battles? Maybe. We're now in school the day after the first practice. Evan, hearing the speech from Bombay, he's got this new mindset. He's like, we're going to figure this out. He gets up in the cafeteria, stands on a table, drops a tray, gets everyone's attention. Has this epic speech about, why people feel left out. You're trying too hard to be part of this group, that group, whatever. Your typical main character speech that he does. It's electric. It is absolutely electric. And we finally get the creation of the new hockey team. We are officially have our 6 members, and they all get introduced right here. Every single one of them. We've got the skateboarder kid from the beginning of the movie, because he dares him to join the team. And the skateboarder kid, which I'm forgetting his name right now, says, well, if someone dares you to do something, you got to do it. We get these 2 girls, one super nerdy. She's like, yeah, I've got all this built up rage and anger that needs an outlet. I'm in. She's like, I got nunchucks too. And Evan's like, yeah, no, you don't have to bring those. We don't need them. Then we get one of the popular girls, believe it or not, one of the popular girls who's like, I feel left out. I have to try so hard to be a part of this popular group. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be on the team. Boom. She's on the team. So we've got Evan. We've got Nick. We've got skateboarder Sam. That's his name. We've got Weird Girl 1. Don't remember her name. And we've got popular girl that wants to be a part of the Ducks. Just when we think we have our 6th member, one of the new Ducks, one of the new powerhouse Ducks stands up. She goes, I am just going to throw away this bottle. And she chucks at the trash can. What happens? Glove save and a beauty by Goldberg 2.0. He says, I'm in. Your speech, got me motivated. Let's do it. I'll be there at practice. So we have officially our new team. They don't have a name, but we have our new team, all the 6 members. Then they have this little opening night type introduction skate for all the teams, and we get some more callbacks here. We've got the team names virtually, I believe, all the same. We've got the Hawks, the Cardinals, the Ducks, and there was one more, but again, I'm missing the name right now. They think everything's done. These 4 teams come out, they introduce themselves, their teams, they do their little skate with their flags and whatever. But it's not over. Why? Because we have the introduction of the new team. They come out to the ice. The mom's like, yeah, we're here. We have our team. And he's like, coach of the Ducks, the Coach T, I think his name is, Gunnar Stahl for reference. He's going to be referred to as Gunnar Stahl for me until I know his actual name. He's like, well, what's your guys' team name? Well, what the heck's going on here? And she's like, we're the Don't Bothers. Love it. Love everything about it. The Don't Bothers, because all these kids were told not to bother to keep playing hockey because they weren't going to be good enough. They weren't going to make it. So might as well, we're the Don't Bothers. And he's like, you sure you want that to be your name? And he's like, for now. And then Evan goes, yeah, for now, until we come for yours. Ooh. Evan laying down the gauntlet already. Are we going to have a game? This is what I'm thinking. We're going to have a game between the Ducks and the Don't Bothers to determine who is the real Mighty Ducks, who gets the name. And I'm assuming it's going to end up being in the state championship because, it's a Disney series. That's what's going to happen. That's how it works. So we shall see. Overall, I don't think there was a chance I wasn't going to enjoy this series. I'm not going to sit here and say, you need to go watch this. It is an all-time series. I'm not going to say that. It's only one episode. But I got to say, my expectations were high because it's the Mighty Ducks. I love the Mighty Ducks growing up. I love them now. Hey, is it going to be good? I don't know. First episode, though, I like it. So while it's only been one episode, I do have high hopes for the show going forward. I really enjoyed the callbacks with the Hendricks Sports, the alley, which, again, I'm not 100% sure if it was the same alley that Fulton Reed was shooting pucks in for the slap shots and practicing, but it looked very similar. Obviously, with Bombay, the touch of Evan wearing the Minnesota hoodie that Charlie Conway was wearing in his first couple games as a Duck before they had their official jerseys, probably the best touch they did in the series. So, I'm only expecting better things from here on out. Will I be disappointed? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? But there was a lot of developments within this first episode. We have the possibility of course, Gordon and a love interest with the main character's mom again. So they're sticking with that thing. First in the movies, it was Charlie's mom. Now it's going to be Evan's mom. Shout out to the king, the GOAT, Gordon Bombay. We have the possibility of the Ducks taking on the Don't Bothers for the name. Plenty of ways this show can go. How many seasons will it be? How many episodes each season? Where is this going to take us? Who knows? But it is nice to have the Mighty Ducks back. They have to eventually win the name. They wouldn't make sense. So, I think we all know that's coming. The preview for episode 2, from what I saw, first practice as a team, looks like we're going to start seeing the relationship build between Evan and Bombay, trying to get Bombay to be the coach, because right now the mom's the coach. She's trying. Give her credit. But, I mean, come on. Gordon Bombay is going to be this coach by – if he's not the coach by the episode 3, I'll be shocked. That's all I'm saying. Episode 3, I think, is when it'll be like, boom, Gordon Bombay, you're now the coach. I'm wondering how much hockey we'll actually see played. Obviously we just have to stay tuned for next Friday, see what else we get. Overall, though, like I said, I mean, I had high hopes for the series. Episode 1, in my opinion, it delivered. It was nice. Is it going to get better as the show goes on? Is it going to get worse as the show goes on? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll be here, though. We're going to do these probably every episode, unless we get, multiple episodes in one night. Then maybe we'll do 2 for 1. But listen, if you have an hour of your time, it's 41 minutes. It doesn't even go that long. It's like 37 minutes total, and the credits are like 3 minutes long. Just watch it. Give it a shot. See what you think. Let me know. Make sure you follow me on social media. You can find me on Twitter at Keith_Walsh18. Check out the Ginger Thread page at Ginger_Thread. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, review, rate, whatever you got to do. Toss me a follow. Toss the like button. Share it. Post it. Whatever you got to do. Check out the series. We will be back for episode 2 next week. Mighty Ducks, Game Changers.